big takeaway, they said, and this was the guy who was the president of Gallup who said this, that if you have a choice between going to Harvard, which you think is like going to be worth whatever penny, cent, or every last dollar that you have to go that, or going to a no-name podunk university, but you for free, but Harvard is going to cost you like $100,000 of debt to do it, take the no-name university and do something when you're there. Make something of your experience there. Make sure you have a good connection with your professors. You have internship opportunities. You have, something that of use that you've done. Build connections, belonged in clubs, because that's going to play out much more for you in the long run than it is coming from a brand university with a high cost associated with that. Would you agree?
Absolutely. It's wherever.
Gallup poll said. It says your connection and what you do when you're there.
So if I say if you go to that school where you don't think is, the main top upper echelon school, then you make it happen for yourself. You use every single resource. Every university has a career center. You use it. You get to know people in that industry and you make your own connections. And that is when you'll succeed. And it all talks about its grit, because I can graduate with my degree from.
It's about your plan and being your personal best.
Yeah.
Everything else will follow in place.
But I still think there's a huge issue with middle class and college accessibility, and it is something that I hold very dear. And it every year we have those kids that they're great kids. They've done everything right, and their parents are working hard, but they can't get there. And that is an issue that I think when we discussed earlier, I don't know how that group.
Yeah.
Well, that's where schools like.
Okay, so here we have a production possibilities curve demonstrating the effects of a more diverse and employable workforce in less debt on a macroeconomic scale. As young people make smarter decisions regarding higher education and make realistic career goals for themselves, the efficiency of the education system would increase. As less people find themselves wasting time in a major that doesn't best fit their capabilities, more people will graduate with useful degrees and contribute to the economy at their best potential. If everyone were to pursue and attain their best, which is different for everyone, then the productivity of the economy would increase, shifting the PPC outward. With the same amount of resources, in this case people, more will be making a positive impact in the workforce.
So
jobs,
if you know you're going to be a social
or
worker,
underemployment.
you know that they don't earn a lot of money,
Yeah.
but that's your passion. I say go for the passion because you're going to be successful. If you
Yeah, I agree.
but you can't take on the kind of debt
Yeah.
that you're
Yeah,
going to take
that's
on.
our thesis.
Don't
You
come
have
out
to know.
with a low paying prospective job and come out with $100,000 in debt. It
Yeah.
just doesn't make sense.
not a
Or
smart
be
decision.
dependent,
It's
or
not.
that I'm dependent. I'm going to go work for a nonprofit, but I'm going to depend on this income-based repayment, because that could go away.
These are the top bachelor's degrees with highest potential salaries according to Forbes. There's the engineering, including petroleum engineering, system engineering, electro engineering, all sorts of engineering, and a government-related subject, computer science, physics, and other actual science like chemistry, and applied math. And then these can potentially earn more than $100,000 a year. On the other hand, these are the top bachelor's degrees with the lowest potential salary, which include all those child development, human services, social work, all those education/social work related subjects, and then that could potentially earn $20,000 to $40,000 a year. Consider if you're pursuing a job in one of those fields, it would be a better investment to go to the lower cost college.
Okay, so this here is our loanable funds graph, And we believe that as students are paying less for college because they're making smarter decisions and are in less debt, they don't have as much need to pull out funds from the bank. So the demand for loanable funds would decrease, which would then decrease the real interest rate. And as the interest rate decreases, we connected this with the ASAD graph, which the investment component of the C plus IG plus G plus NetX would increase investment. And as this happens, AD shifts to the right, and the GDP would increase and unemployment would decrease.